Okay, making another video. I think last time I kind of failed on getting out of the tension, so let's just make another dedication day to getting out of tension. And now I have some tools in my tools to work with too. And I was able to get kratom. I thought it was illegal, but it's not. You can just get it at a head shop. And and the thing is with kratom, like I took like a couple, like I don't know, 3 days in a row or whatever since I got them, and it didn't do anything except, just very small amount of exercise will make you like sweat a whole bunch. So you actually do have to take like 8 pills, or I don't know how many, but I took like 7 now, and I do feel effects now. And I also noticed that I've had that feeling before where you might feel like something, but you can still remain stuck in tension at the same time. No problem. There's no pill that will like get you out of the tension, but you could, if you're smart about it, find something that will help you do the techniques to more easily get out of it. And I figured that this would be something that would work, and I think it will be. So, and the only thing the best thing that like almost like there's like no effort for getting out of tension is at least it can't be super microdose, but just about any amount of magic mushrooms, like almost like it's like you don't even have to do any technique at all. It's just, it is possible to definitely remain in tension on magic mushrooms, but it's like practically impossible, honestly, because the good feelings that it pumps into you. Like I took a microdose the other day, where I just took I took like a small amount, and the tension I was still stuck in it and everything, and because I couldn't even feel anything, and then finally I was just like, I started feeling a little bit of something, and then I went into the feeling more, and then I was able to automatically kind of pop out of it, and so my point is that I can be stuck in so much tension that I won't even feel the effects of it, because I'm just feeling, I'm not even feeling anything of it until, once I switch and feel the feeling of it, then I can get out. Okay, but the point is, now, in the tension, it blocks all of your thoughts. So this inner tension squeeze, it blocks your thoughts. In fact, what happens is that, like thinking, like you think of the mathematical equation or something, right? You're trying to think. It actually hurts, because thinking, all thinking, if you're stuck in tension, actually makes it more painful, because the thoughts that are supposed to be creating feelings, like this imaginative thoughts that are connected to feelings, totally separate from a super inner tension, will just make more beloved feelings that you can manipulate with your thoughts, and go deeper in with thoughts and get deeper feelings, right? It's a totally different world when you're stuck in tension, because you're doing tension trying to think. You're projecting the tension with thoughts. And the only thing that does is like, because this is what I trained myself to do in that neurofeedback by accident, where I did neurofeedback and trying to project thoughts at the same time, which is what got me stuck in the tension, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to increase brainwaves and cheat my way by doing tension, because that makes the brainwaves go higher, faster up and down, just like any muscle tension does. Except if you do like an actual flex of muscles, it can tell that that's muscle tension. So I was trying to do it so that it would just barely not read muscle tension, and I was trying to like squeeze my brain because I didn't even know what I was doing. I was trying to squeeze my eyeballs and everything, and I literally got stuck in it. Another thing that kratom does is the side effect is it makes your nose itch, which honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It seems like it, like the idea of it, it's like, oh god, I hate itches, but I don't know. That's really not that big of a deal. Let's see what else. Okay, so that this is the whole point. This is what we're trying to do. That inner tension squeeze with thoughts is what you're trying to stop. You're trying to go think of mathematical equations, or it's just like a thought image. So it becomes a deeper, because even the thoughts are real shallow, because it's like you don't even want to think that much when you're doing inner tension, because the more you try to think, it actually hurts. It creates even more tension, right? So you're actually, the inner tension really makes you dumb versus, because my natural self that I always was before tension was extremely, extremely smart. And like, if I were to get out of the tension, yes, I become extremely smart again. But that's the change in doing this. It's real complicated because there's so many different kinds of techniques I can do, and I don't know which ones to go with, and then try to go with all of them, and it's just like so confusing. Like, no, do I just hold, and then end up, honestly, because you're so concentrating on being in tension and trying to get out of it, that sometimes it will make it worse, because it's like you're over trying to like get out of the tension, which actually makes it worse. It's like you could have been, I was like, hey, wait, I was actually pretty good. I wasn't even that messed up. And this is when you're already not that good, or you're already pretty good, but you don't quite know it. At that point, that's when you do the technique of saying, oh, you totally are out of it. So at that point, just going with your thoughts even more, while believing that you're all out of it, is what's going to break you out the most. Now it's about breaking out of it completely with just thoughts, just with imaginatory thoughts, But instead, I stupidly said, no, I'm not out of it enough yet. So I'm gonna try to focus on sensing the exterior more, and doing this, like kind of widening the tension out in that sensation, of trying to sense the exterior out instead. But really, what happened last time is that I was already out of it enough to have gone to the technique of just increasing your imaginative thoughts that are separate from tension, which will increase your feelings and everything. If I would have done that, I probably could have broke out of it. But instead I said, no, not good enough yet. I'm going to keep like trying to sense the exterior. And that actually just got me more stuck in tension. So that's the reason why this shit's so complicated and everything. And why something like some drugs like the kratom and the magic mushrooms can be helpful, but they're not but you still have to use those drugs to help you. You can't just take them and be like, and then just like, nah, not even gonna do anything. Just take them and just keep zombieing out on a movie and thinking that it's gonna do something to get you out of it. But it's not really. So you gotta dedicate yourself into getting out of it alongside with this, okay? It's a multi-step process in that way. So let's see. Oh man, it does make your nose itch. That's funny. My friend said, "It's like, whoa, you're really sweating like crazy," and I was like, "Yeah, maybe don't. Is that I didn't even notice that. It's like, oh, it's because I took a couple kratom, but the kratoms weren't making me high in any way. Just because only a couple won't do that. But and then it was only a while later I looked up the side effects, and one of the main ones was like nose itching and sweating. Because it is kind of, your body does react on it like it's a toxin. But magic mushrooms is a much better cure for getting out of it. That one's the more illegal than kratom. At least where I am, in Colorado, where I was, it's not illegal anymore. One of the few people, I guess, where I was. So, okay. What do we got to do here? Okay, so I think what maybe your first step might be to try to maybe think of some math problems. Realize that when you do tension in, try to think of the math problems at the same time, you can't figure out the math problem, right? So you have to stop doing the tension in order to get a deeper visualization into the kind of more complicated, slightly more complicated math problem, for example. And I mean, that's the problem. It's like, I know what I'm doing, but the transferring out of it is something that. So what else is there to say? I don't know. See that now? Okay, listen. Also, like, I haven't lifted weights for so long because I've been feeling the tension, and like you can feel tension and lift weights and it'll go straight into your head if you're not controlling it. But the thing is, the more you'll lift the weights, the more you'll be able to feel the muscle pumpsation, and you'll be able to, like, really, that helps, that feeling, because it just, you're able to feel that same blood that you're pumping up inside of your head, and that inner tension. You can feel it more on the muscle pumpsation, where you really can get a much better feeling as to how to like keep it on the exterior. So you can really vibe the exterior out. So the muscle pumpsations of the lifting weights always really helped. And back in Colorado, or a few years back, I was always lifting weights kind of regularly, at least once every 3 days, or 4 days or something. So, but once you go past 4 days, the idea of lifting weights becomes like a painful idea that you so don't want to do and everything. It's so weird. But if you do it like on a consistent basis, that actually the idea of lifting weights is almost like pleasurable. There's no worries about how it's almost like a fun idea, It's just weird, and it happens every fucking time. Every time you go for more than 4 days without doing it, the 5th day feels like a painful process, and you really don't want to do it. It seems like every time without fail. And right now, I haven't lifted weights in maybe once in the past 5 months. I mean, it's real the worst it's ever been. So I mean, I've really gotten away from lifting weights. And two, a lot of times it's I'm feeling well, my weakness in the really not wanting of lifting weights is probably because an age thing. I've been like freaking out about being too old ever since I was 19, because I think I read somewhere where, oh, your super fast twitch muscle fibers, um, they're at their peak, when you're still growing or something, like after high school, like as far as your athletic, like super quick, like kind of fast twitch power fibers, like it begins to lessen after that, which is mostly bullcrap. But I also read a while back ago too, like, which helped me continue to be athletic, is that you can be as athletic as with proper training as at from endurance level and everything, up until your 40s, before age finally plays a big factor on your life. So, but so that, I mean, that a lot of it's all mental, but because this basically all kinds of stuff happens where I'm always like freaking out, like, oh, I feel like I can't move, I'm like a rock, it must be because I'm so old and stuff, and this has been the same feelings, tension, inner tension induced, biofeedback, and help that cause in that way. But I've had it like my whole life ever since I've been stuck in tension, and then I always feel like then I'll break out of it and feel like nice and relaxed and everything if I break out of the tension. And I realized, oh, that had nothing to do with the age thing at all. Throughout my 20s, it had nothing to do with that. It was all just 100% because I'm stuck in that biofeedback tension, and forevermore, that is the reason why. So more insight, more. Okay, so we want to. Okay, so. But yeah, I've really let myself go. Really laid on my ass, not moving a muscle. This February 2020 was the worst month of my life. I got out of the house like 3 times or something. It was so bad. I just kept laying there, just seeing how low I could go. This is also not helpful, but one of these days I gotta try to stop doing it. I kind of wanted to, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to do snuff, but it's absolutely a popular thing. It was a popular thing in the ancient times and everything. Snuff bottles are a collector's item for, ancient snuff bottles. Like sniffing tobacco has been a long thing that, they used to be able to get like snuff containers in tobacco stores. I went to tobacco stores and no one's ever even heard of it. They think you're talking about like some type of porn called snuff. It's like no one's ever even heard of it. You can't get it anywhere. So it's far an alternative for getting to stopping the vaping. Obviously cigarettes would be worse, and I can't do chewing because I did chewing and it doesn't take long at all before my teeth turn black and start like my gums. I mean, hell, that reminds me. I think maybe I have sensitive skin because like the sweating. Look what it did to my arm, like both of my arms, and it also did it down below, where I have already never asked a girl out, like hardly ever in my life, but like now, I mean, I got chafed everywhere. I got chafed in my arms, I got chafed in between my legs, and even even, you know, where else too. It's like in on my nipples too. Even my nipples hurt when I took off my shirt and took a shower. My nipples burned because I got chafed in my nipples. It's like I got chafed all those places. Um, so yeah, so kratom while playing a little bit of tennis or something. It causes so much sweat, you'll like immediately get chafed really badly. But I was already getting chafed even before that though, and that's why I got so much easierly chafed here, because it never even fully healed before I was going back again, continuing just making this chafed all the way to my skin even worse and worse. I also got chafed in my feet too. So yeah. Some of it might be because of bad shoes, but most of it not because of bad shoes. Most of it for the same reason. I got chafed everywhere else in my body. I didn't even go very hard at all. It wasn't even that long. Like back when I first started playing in 2012 or whatever, the early 2010s, that decade, I never got chafed anywhere, but it helped that I was in Denver for a lot of it. You don't sweat as easily out there because it's a cool climate. Down in the tropics, you chafe real easily, even in the wintertime. I mean, you sweat a lot faster and easier. But still, I didn't even down south here. I didn't chafe really easily until real recently. So that's kind of odd. Okay, so what am I going to do to get out of the tension completely this time? First, I'm going to try this kratom. This is the first time I've ever taken kratom where I feel like I got a little bit of buzz. So I'm going to try to use that. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to take like my last dose of magic mushrooms as well. I don't think I'll take them both at the same time just because, this is an experiment for how I can use this stuff to get out of the tension. It's not, I don't want to, I'm not into just doing recreational drugs to feel the feelings of it or some party shit. I'd rather be into health kind of thing. So, I'm taking these drugs for my health, not to party on. So, but once I get out of this tension, once I break out, and then I'm just all into like this deep thoughts, and there's no tension here. If anything, just more thoughts will just be relaxing me more and everything. Man, game over, and I'll let maybe I'll check in on you on that. But that's the point. That's where let's start trying to get into this, trying to think into this, because so far I haven't done anything. I know what I should be trying to read books. Haven't done it at all. Just keep eating pizzas and watching TV. Why? This is so fucking important in my life. Why don't I do the steps that I need to do? Even like it's better to be playing video games. Especially like if I break out of the tension, one thing that I could do is zombie out on TV crap, and the first like hour or something you can be engaged and everything, but after a while it's just like, you'll start zombieing into tension or something because it's just like too much at a certain point. And then there we are again, stuck in tension again. And it's like, but video games, like I've played some good video games like that Killzone 3, I remember. Man, it was so good. And it was really like sports. It was really like you can play this through online and stuff, and it's like it is so awesome. Where it's really like you're battling, and you don't get stuck in tension. You're, if anything, it's just so video games. I don't know if they can be helpful, but they won't. You can do them. That's something that you can't binge on Netflix for me and not like revert back into the scary hell tension. But I could binge on like a good video game for 8, 12 hours straight and not get any tension. Not saying that that's what I should do, but I'm saying that it's better to be playing fucking video games than um, than watching TV. That can be the worst. I don't know if it would be better than books or not, because I haven't like done enough. I haven't done enough of either to like be able to do the full experience to know for sure. Um, let's see what else. Um, will it get you out of the tension? Itself. Like, will books kind of like books will keep you out of the tension, and I think books I have been like where I just keep reading, and then like keep thinking, because it allows you, because like a lot of times when I'm saying, okay, now I just gotta keep thinking, and then you're like, what am I gonna think about? So that's the biggest problem. So books provide you with something to think about, and they keep providing you with stuff to think about and think about. Rather than sitting around, well, okay, I gotta keep thinking. Whoa, what do I think about? Thinking, what am I thinking? What? So that's what's so important about books. And news articles won't work for some reason. It's like too small amount for something. It doesn't work. It has to be like something that just keeps developing, before finally you're like, oh yeah, I'm full of imaginative thoughts, because in order to get a better understanding of the story, the more you have to think. In order to think a lot, like with lots of imagination, you have to lessen the inner tension more, and plus it allows you to like, because when you're really out of the tension, you will stop seeing yourself. You'll just fully be seeing the other person. You'll have a strong awareness of your body and everything, but it won't even be. You won't even know that you have the awareness of the body. Because all your thoughts are just on the exterior, and you'll be relating to the what the other person is thinking. You'll be able to tell like so well and everything what they're thinking and feeling, and you're relating to them as people that are just thinking of with feelings, like humans are naturally born to do, unless they did the biofeedback like me. Animals, everything. So yeah, so there's that. Like I said, I haven't even picked up a book in months, and it's so important for breaking out of it. It's like, maybe I'll do it later. Let's just watch some videos first. I'm gonna eat something. I always gotta watch TV while I eat something, and then I'll just, after I eat the food, I'll just keep watching the TV. And then I'm like, I gotta stop watching TV and do something else. Have I played a video game? Never. Last time I played Killzone 3 was 5 years ago. It's not better. It's not better to play video games than books, as far as I can remember. But it's been so goddamn long that I don't even remember. But see, stuff like this. So I know what to do. I know how. Gotta get out of it and then keep out of it. I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm gonna stay out of it, and then what? Then what am I gonna do with my life? I'm gonna stay out of it. I think it sucks because I've been playing racket sports in tension at the same time for so damn long. Now I'm thinking maybe I should retire from it for a while until if I'm fully out of attention, lots of thoughts, then I'll be too smart to be able to get into tension. Even though I've developed a bad habit of doing tension while playing the racket sports, So I think I'll be fine. I gotta get out of it and have a strong feeling of the exterior and just being deep into thoughts and like to the point where it's like, okay, I'm in so much control that there's no little trigger that's gonna keep me from being able to stay focused out of the tension. Okay, and that should be good. Please, please, please. Please, if there's any exterior or spiritual type of assistance that can help me, let it happen. Amen.